Now at 10, without warning, dozens of homeless people removed from Salt Lake City streets. Why advocates are speaking out. Plus,
our thinking needs to grow and get bigger too. Our creativity, our ingenuity, our resourcefulness, and most importantly, our commitment to staying connected needs to grow.
Mayor Erin Mendenhall delivering the State of the City address, what she has to say about the future of the capital city, and top executives in the ticket industry in Washington today after Ticketmaster's breakdown last year during a sale of Taylor Swift tickets.
Live from Utah's first TV station, ABC4 News celebrates 75 years.
Welcome to ABC4 News at 10. I'm Glenn Mills.
And I'm Emily Flores. We thank you for joining us here tonight. Dozens of people forced to move while others came home to nothing. Homeless advocates furious with Salt Lake City after they say the city removed several tents in the downtown area with no notice. ABC4's Courtney John spoke to the city about the move advocates are calling irresponsible tonight. Courtney.
Yeah, Emily, one of the things we hear from advocates over and over is that these abatements do nothing. They just have people move a couple blocks down, or in this situation, they move and a couple hours later, they're back in this area. I mean, we're seeing dozens of tents along the street just hours after this happened. And advocates say they're not worried about the people who were asked to move. They're most worried about the people who weren't here when all of this happened.
People were at work, people were in the hospital. People were getting themselves doctored up, in 4th Street Clinic or whatever. And now they're going to come back to nothing. They're going to come back to absolutely nothing when they had already little to start with and to begin with.
This happened off 500 South, just blocks from Pioneer Park. Carl Moore with Second and Second Coalition says police gave them a 30-minute notice to move, and no one contacted him or any other organization that could help relocate these people. The city said they did technically give them a heads up last Thursday when they first started moving people, and that this is a continuation of that move. They said they had to do it today because of an annual survey of the homeless community that starts on Thursday, and they can't move people during that time.
So it'll take another week at least, if not more, to get back there again. And last week we had probably at least 60 or more tents out there, and that size of a camp tends to lead to a lot of other issues coming around. So we're trying to avoid that.
Andrew Johnston with the Homeless Policy and Outreach says that he agrees more needs to be done, but they need more resources. He says with the state having a surplus right now, he needs to see that money go towards shelters and affordable housing. Reporting live in Salt Lake City, Courtney Johns, ABC4 News.
Thank you, Courtney. Time now for a first look at the weather forecast. It's cold out there, and as we just saw, some snow moving through the state as well.
Yes, let's head over to meteorologist Nate Larson in for Chief Meteorologist Alana Brophy. Nate.
Yeah, we see the snow coming down. It's cold enough out there that any of the snow that does fall is going to stick and cause some really slick conditions out there. In fact, Alana sent us some video up at the Bountiful Bench of some of the snow sticking on the roadways up in Davis County. So most of the moisture, again, starting to fill in along a weak disturbance that's moving through. And so it's going to be a quick mover. This isn't going to accumulate a lot of moisture on the roads, but because, again, temperatures are so cold and it is coming down right now, it will continue to slick up some of the roads into the overnight hours. But it should be out of here, I think, just after midnight. So notice fairly widespread snow showers across the Wasatch Front have filled in with storm tracker radar. We've got moisture up from the Idaho state line all the way down south into Utah County, seeing some snow there as well. Tooele Valley seeing some showers, mainly on the eastern side of the Great Salt Lake. Looking at Futurecast, note models are still lagging on some of the timing of this system, but as we catch up to what we're seeing essentially now, a lot of the precipitation should be out of here pretty quickly as we get into 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. Notice we have a slight chance of a few lingering snow showers in some of the mountain areas of central Utah. But for the most part, we'll see that northerly flow, some cloud covers stick around, maybe a few flurries into tomorrow late morning and early afternoon. And unfortunately, with the northerly flow in place, temperatures are going to be staying below average by a good 5 to 10 degrees tomorrow. And yet another weak system could bring a few light snowflakes late Wednesday into Thursday across maybe some of the high Uintas, but not much is expected with these weak disturbances that are moving with within our northwest flow that's in place. So hourly forecast, light snow showers, temperatures again in the 20s this evening, and overnight falling to about 23 degrees. Again, some light snow, I think, just until around midnight before things kind of taper off. Just going to be frigid cold. Overnight lows just 22 degrees for Salt Lake, about 28 degrees in St. George. You're going to be mostly clear. Northeast winds at 5 to 10 miles an hour as well. Back to you guys.
All right, Nate, thank you. The future of Salt Lake City is bright. That was Mayor Erin Mendenhall's message this evening in the State of the City address. In a prepared speech delivered at Woodbine Food Hall, she spoke about major advances in affordable housing, public transportation, renewable energy, and water conservation. She gave a message of embracing the city's growth while maintaining a sense of connection.
Our thinking needs to grow and get bigger too. Our creativity, our ingenuity, our resourcefulness, and most importantly, our commitment to staying connected needs to grow.
The mayor says based on the last few years, Salt Lake City is in constant forward motion, and the decisions the city makes now will shape the capital for years to come.
And a skier rescued after getting stuck in Birch Creek. The Department of Public Safety responding with a helicopter to lift that skier to safety. Now, the skier was taken to Skyline Drive, where Weber County and Ogden officers were told blocked traffic to create a safe landing zone there. The skier was ultimately transported to Snow Basin with no injuries. And an interactive aquarium in Layton is in trouble after several reports of animals biting guests. The U.S. Department of Agriculture fined Sequest $4,500 for violating a federal law that protects animals, saying there were numerous cases when animals bit people from 2019 to 2021. Now, PETA responded saying in quote part, "People should know that Sequest's history of injuries to animals and the public is horrific and that this shoddy facility deserves to go out of business," end quote.
New at 10, developing news out of Taylorsville, where police say a rape suspect is now off the streets. They say 43-year-old Christopher Browning, we see here, attacked a woman in her home. This was on January 18th. He was released from prison just last year after 24 years behind bars for rape and burglary. Police say Browning and the victim did know each other, but were not in a relationship. He's expected to be booked into the Salt Lake County Jail tonight. Utah Jazz teaming up with state and city leaders today to talk about Utah's clean slate law. That's the law that automatically expunges people's criminal records with certain minor offenses. People with criminal records have a difficult time finding housing or even a job, but the clean slate law helps by expunging eligible criminal records for people here in the state.
Having that expunged, I mean, peace of mind, right? I think people, underestimate how powerful that can be. Peace of mind has been just in such a better place now.
To learn more about the clean slate law, head over to our website, abc4.com.
And a rally at the Capitol for those opposing a number of controversial bills addressing transgender youth. ABC4's Annika Johns was at the Capitol covering the latest today and joins us with that story.
A rally outside the Utah State Capitol gathered together transgender youth and opposers of Senate Bill 16 and House Bill 132.
It really shouldn't be up to people in that building to decide what I do with my future.
SB 16 and HB 132 are two of 4 bills that have been labeled by the Utah trans community as anti-trans. Both bills would prohibit sex transitioning procedures for minors and consider it unprofessional conduct for a healthcare provider to perform surgeries on anyone under 18.
I've been on a wait list to receive puberty blockers for 9 months now, and if this bill were to pass, all of that time, all of those doctor's appointments, all of that effort will be a waste.
Those who attended the rally organized by ACLU Utah say these bills are a target at transgender youth.
This care, in many instances, actually would still be accessible for use when not performed on someone who is transgender.
Those in favor of the bills say it gives more time for research and studies about sexual transitions.
It has a provision where we're going to study this over the next 3 years and try to gather some data.
Senator Weiler says they're hesitant to jump headfirst into such a complicated matter and that more due diligence is necessary.
I haven't heard a good explanation as to why we should put the pedal to the metal when these other developed countries are saying, wait a second, we've gotten out ahead of ourselves.
Coming up, the ticket industry facing the Senate Judiciary Committee today after Ticketmaster's breakdown last year.
And what scientists are saying about New York City's snowless winter.
All right, plus here's a look at Alta. Hey, we're almost at 2 inches of snow, about 1.5 inches on the snow stake. We've got a system moving through. How long is it going to stick around? All the details after the break.